Dear friends, welcome back with another mission on the Vulnhub, which is Temple of Doom. The link will be put into the description section below so that you can download and play the machine if you want to. Sorry, my voice doesn't sound very well because I'm getting cold these days. Anyway, let's go ahead. However, if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel and leave a like below. You're greatly appreciated. So enough talk, let's just get started. We can head over to Kali Linux VM. First of all, we need to discover the IP address of the target. The utility I'd like to use, as always, would be netdiscover. Alright, as you can see over here, the IP address of the target could be recognized at 253. So we can put down such information to our notebook in case we need such information afterwards. So what are we going to do next? We need to do port and self scanning with a map. To save time of this video, I've already completed it before, so for now we just cut out its result. And as you can see over here, I used the options like scene scan, the version scan, the default script scan, followed by the -p- to do the full range port scan. The last option for all is ON to output the result into this file. Although, as you can notice here, the IP address has been changed from the one when I did the machine the first time, which doesn't matter. So from the map scanning results, we can tell that the target has two open port numbers. The first one is 22, which is running SSH service, and also the version information open SSH, and its corresponding version number 7.7. I don't think we can find any workable vulnerability at this point. The next one is 66, which is running HTTP service, and also the service information Node.JS Express Framework. I think we have already done so many, maybe not so many, several machines which have a lot to do with the Node.js Express Framework. As you know, this framework exists the serialization attack or vulnerability. Before we go on, I'd like to note down such information to our notebook. So the port scanning, the result would be the first one is 22, which is running SSH service. And the second one is 66, which is running Node.js Express. Okay? So next, what shall we do next? We need to do immersion both manually and automatically against the web application, right? So immersion. Let's pull up the browser to do the manual immersion first. The IP address of the target, sorry, I forgot to specify the port number, which is 666. And we need to remove the S, press enter, and we got something from the target, which is saying under construction, come back later. So nothing special here. And as usual, we need to check its source code. As you know, sometimes source code can leak something sensitive or important, but not this case. Next, we need to check whether this site has robots file or not. So cannot get robots file. You know, if you're familiar with the Node.js Express Framework, this kind of response you will be a bit familiar, right? Familiar with. Okay. So next, what shall we do next? We need to launch the Nicto to do the automatic immersion. You know, Nicto can give us very good information about the web application, like the banner information. Although here, this case, no banner retrieved by the Nigto, and also the request header information allowed HTTP methods. But nothing abundant we can get from the Nigto. Next, we can launch the GoBuster to do the directory enumeration. Before we do anything else, I think we need to follow some sort of the standard methodology, okay? And as you can see over here, I used, the GoBuster can support different types of subcommands. And for me, I always use GoBuster to do the directory enumeration. So the subcommand would be dir, which means directory. And although the GoBuster can enumerate or make brute forcing against other types of information like the virtual host. But for me, if you want to get the virtual host or the subdomain, I'd like to use other utilities like wfuzzy2, okay? So I think, as you can see over here, I used the option like the -u or -u to specify the URL, and also the W option to specify the word list, and the X option to specify the extension option. As you can hear, we didn't find anything from or by the GoBuster. To save time of this video, I will not wait anymore. I just stop it. Okay? So I think now we need to go back to the browser to make deeper analysis for the web application. Okay? For example, we can check whether we can get some sort of the cookie, some hidden message we cannot see directly from the web page. And now we can, open up the inspect and go to the storage tab. Actually, we didn't make any authentication yet. However, there is some sort of the cookie. And the cookie, the key name for this cookie is profile. And the value is this one. We can copy this value. And we can go to the, I think we can note it down to notebook. So this would be cookie, profile. Okay. So from the value of this cookie, we can guess that maybe the URL encoding is involved. So we can copy this cookie value and go to, you can use the Burp Suite. Burp Suite has a decoder module, but for me, we can use the CTF. CTF is very good web online too, to provide us with so many different types encoding and decoding function, okay, or operations. So we can go to the CTF because I cannot remember its exact address. This doesn't matter. We can use Google to research, and we can paste in here. So I think the operation should be the URL encoding. We can select operation of the URL decode, and then we can get the output. So the output looks like, encoded again by the base 64. So we can select the base 64. And you can get something we can copy and put over here. So this would be decoded. Or, this would be the data before it's serialized. Okay, decoded data. So the username is admin, and this is the CSRF token. This is a cross-site request forgery token, prevent from some kind of a client attack, okay, and expires. However, here there must be a mistake. Here should be the double quote. So I think we have already. I assume that you're familiar with this sort of the the format like JSON in Python, right? So I think the double quote is missing from this part. We just put the double quote before the character F. So now if we copy because just now we didn't get anything. If we or serialize the data again or encode it again to see what will happen. Okay, so now we can remove all operations and we can put the original data. Very important. Here we need to put this one, the double quote, and double quote. And first of all, we need to encode by the 64, and also we need to use the URL encoding, and then we can copy. How about replace the original cookie value by new one? We can remove and press Ctrl V and refresh. As you can see now, we got something different. We indeed admin. We are a admin user. So great, right? So what shall we do next? So from this point, we have already got two things. From the perspective of penetration. The first one, the original cookie has one mistake, or missing double quote, and this is the first thing. And secondly, there is some sort of the serialization process involved. So next, maybe we need to search whether the Node.JS Express Framework has some sort of exploit which utilize this kind of serialization. Okay, so now we can go to the website of Google, and you can use the Node.js de-serialization attack, and then you can go to the website, the exploit database, and you can get this link. This is the Node serialized remote code execution, very dangerous exploit or vulnerability. We can download this code to our Kali Linux, and it's done. Now we can move from the downloads directory, and we can use the Vim editor to open it up. Of course, I think to use this exploit code, we need to understand, because such code or POC in many cases should be modified to meet actual environment. For example, this case, the target URL should be changed. So this one would be the IP address of our target, and also the port number should be different, 666. Okay, so let's here the payload, and here I think this command is, we are very familiar with this command, right? This would be the reversal command. So also we need to change to meet our actual environment. Okay, and port number. If you have already followed my channel, I always use my favorite port number, which is 5555. And so I don't. And also we can notice that this code is was written in Python 2. So afterwards, we need to launch Python 2 to execute this code. Okay, so now we can write and quit. Next, we can open new tab to set up the listener on the Kali Linux. And we can launch the Python 2 and followed by the exploit code. Press enter. I think it's working. We successfully got the collection from the target, and we can run ID. Great, Node admin. So next, we need to do some sort of local enumeration to make lateral movement or privilege escalation. Sorry, my bad. So we can check the bash history. Nothing here. So forever config. We can go to the config. Pause. Cookie. I don't think we can find anything useful, and go to the forever. Some config JSON. We need to cut it out. So nothing here. Go to P. Nothing here. Go to the sock. All right. So I think next we need to, maybe we can clear. Oh, sorry. We need term environment variable not set. We can set it without a problem. Term xterm color. So, we can clear the screen when necessary to get a bigger space on the screen, right? So there is another user fileman. We can go inside this home directory. However, we got the error of a permission denied. So how about opt directory on boot? Nothing here. Go to the var. So maybe it will be wiser that we upload the NumPy shell script to do the automatic enumeration. Okay, so now we can upload the NumPy shell script to, maybe we need to open new tab, and we can, maybe I have already got this script ready. Yeah, it's ready. You can get it from the GitHub. Of course, if you have a problem getting this script, please let me know in the comment below. Okay, so now, of course, my practice is put all important scripts and also utilities to the dedicated directory, like 2 sets. So whenever you want such utility, you can copy from that directory to the current working directory. Okay, this is my personal habit. Okay, so next we need to upload this script to the target. So how to do? The easiest way is to, of course, there will be different ways, but for me, I think the easiest way is to set up a web server on the convenience by the Python. The module name is http.server. So next we go back to the text shell. We can use wget to upload. And we need to make it executable. And we just run it. When we try to elevate privilege, in most cases, we need to rely on the power of the NumPy shell script if the target machine is Linux, because it can enumerate out a very rich information about the target machine. Okay? Such as, maybe when it's done, I will explain a bit. So it's done. Okay? So now we can scroll up to look for some vectors. Usually, such vectors are highlighted in red color or yellow color. Okay. So the backup files, the mails, files inside others' home. Nothing here. Writable log files. Executable files potentially added by user. You know, the binaries with capabilities information. Sometimes we can use the capabilities to elevate privilege. The binaries with SUID or files with SUID bit. So this Kerberos configuration files and the tickets, NFS exports. URL include. Since we have already got the initial foothold or the shell on the target, we should pay more attention to those things which can elevate privilege, right? Or make lateral movement. Sudo. So active ports. Cron job. So this one, reboot. I don't think this is useful to elevate privilege. So the fileman, you know, the most left column would be the user name to execute or to own the process. For example, this one is owned by the current user node admin. But this one, fileman, is running SS manager. We can copy a bit suspicious, right? Let's go. And the root. Some local exploits, but I'm not going to take the local exploits to elevate privilege in this video. So, okay, I think the only suspicious information what we've got by or from the NumPy shell script would be SS manager. Next, we can use Google to make some search to see whether there is any exploit, okay, for this binary or for this utility. Actually, I've already opened up this link here. Of course, this is not exploit code like the Python code or the C code, just some instruction. So we just follow the instruction to make lateral movement. Because why I said the lateral movement because this process is owned by another user, the fileman, rather than as the root user. Okay, so what can we do next? First of all, we need to run this command on the target shell here. Next, we need to run this command. We can copy and paste over here. Of course, we need to do some modification. We do not just want to touch the file. We want to, for example, run the reversal command. You can get such command from the, maybe I need to open the Pentest monkey website again. And we can copy. And we need to do some modification. For example, we can copy the IP address of the canonics to put in here. And the port number, we need to use different port number or free port number to be listened on the canonics, right? For example, like 666. And we can copy and put over here. Another thing very important, I think in this case we need to use absolute path of the bash command. Otherwise this will not be working. Okay, so anyway, we can try it first. We can sorry, if this doesn't work, we can put the absolute path for the bash command. Okay, so now we can open new tab, and we can set up another listener on the Kali Linux, and we can copy this command to see whether we can get or spawn new shell. Oh, it does work. Great. Sorry about that. We do not need to use the absolute path. Sometimes it's a must thing. Okay. So next, I think what should we do next? We can go to the home directory and go to the file main. And so even I think we can, if you want, I think we can upload the public key to this directory, and then we can SSH to the target, but this is not necessary. Okay, so how to do next? We need to check whether we can make privilege escalation from the current user file main, and to do that we need to do some checks, for example like a sudo. Yeah, we can. Even we can run the IP tables. So next we can go to the website of the CTF audience. For example, the IP tables. But we cannot utilize IP tables. How about this one? The second one. I think the only hope is this one. We can TCP dump. TCP dump. And sudo. So I think next we can run the steps, what you can see over here. And of course, we need to change the command. In this case, not this one. We need to, for example, we can put the reversal command rather than ID. Okay, so this is I'm going to do now. And we can go to the temp directory. And again, we can spawn, we can run. Oh, sorry. So the command, we can copy the command. And we can copy and put it here. Of course, we need to change or need to use another port number like 888. And before we go on, I'd like to set up another listener on the Kali Linux first. Okay, so next I think we can copy this command, put over here, and we just follow the steps. And also we need to append the data to this file, and then make it executable. And we can run the last command. To see whether we can successfully escalate our privilege to root user. We didn't get anything from the target. So listening on, look back interface. So do we need to change the IP interface? stop. So I think that's the problem. I think we need to figure out. Sorry, I think we just I didn't do anything after I stop the TCP dump, and after a while we can get the shell, okay? And this shell belong to the root user. We can go to the root directory, and I think it's not necessary to use the real interface. We can use the loopback interface, which is fine. So now we can, as you can see, now we can grab the flag without a problem. So I think that's pretty much it. I'd like to see you in the next one. Bye. Have a nice day, please.